Hello my students, how are you doing? I hope you are good. Today's lesson is communication, and we are going to see how can we make suggestion. So making suggestions. What does it mean making suggestions? اقتراح, اعطاء, اقتراح. So let's go and let's begin our. So now let's have a look at this picture. We can notice that we have some posters and two girls who are looking at these posters. So they are in front of the cinema. The second picture, we have some animals and we have the word zoo. So we are in front of the zoo. Let's read the dialogue and let's try to understand it. Nora, let's go to the cinema tonight. Hiba, no, I don't like going to the cinema. Nora, what about going to the zoo? Hiba, that's a good idea. Let's go. I am going to repeat again. Let's go to the cinema tonight. No, I don't like going to the cinema. What about going to the zoo? That's a good idea. Let's go. So here we have some expressions of making suggestions. So can you tell me what are these expressions? The first one is let's. What does it mean, let's? For example, let's go to the theater, or let's go to school, or let's play football. Let's, it means هيا. And the second expression is what about. Okay, for example, what about going to the zoo? What about playing? What about swimming? What about studying? So we can notice that the verb after what about, what happened to the verb? Yes, we add the ing. We don't say, ما تنقولوش what about go or what about play. No, we have to say what about going. We have to add the ing. So, if I want to make suggestion, or if I make a suggestion, you can even accept it or refuse it. So making suggestion, we can even accept the suggestion or refuse it, accepting by saying yes and refusing by saying no. So we have here some expressions in which we can use to make suggestions. For example, I want to make suggestion to go to a cinema or to go to play a football match. I have to use different expressions. For example, let's, that we have seen before, let's revise our lessons. Or we can say, how about, ماذا عن, how about. And as you can see, the verb after how about is playing, not play, playing. You can see that we have add the ing. How about playing? So all the verbs that come after the expression how about, we have to add the ing. I'm going to give you some examples. How about playing? How about speaking? How about going? How about revising? Etc. We can also use whereabout. They have the same meaning. Whereabout or how about, they are the same. What about going to the cinema? tonight, of course. What about revising our lessons? We cannot say what about go or what about revise. We have to say what about going. So we have to use or to add the ing. Another expression. Why don't we do our homework? Why don't we do our homework? Or we can say, don't you think it's a good idea to watch TV? So these expressions are used to make suggestions. Okay? I want to accept. I like your idea and I want to accept it. That means I will say yes. So what can we say? Yes, I would like to. Yes, I would like to. Or, okay, let's go. Let's go. Yes, with pleasure. With pleasure. Avec plaisir. Yes, with pleasure. Yes, I would love to. Or, what a good idea. That means it is a good idea that I like. Or, why not? لِمَ لَا? Or, that's a good or a great or a fantastic idea. So all these expressions are used to accepting suggestions. If I don't like your idea and I want to refuse it, then of course use different expressions. For example, no, let's not. Or, what an awful or a bad idea. I don't feel like it. I am sorry, I am ill. Or, I am sorry, I am busy. Busy, it means I don't have time to. Or, I dislike. Dislike is the opposite of like. I dislike, I don't like. Dislike or I don't like. I dislike going or I dislike doing something. We can also say, I am sorry, I can't. I am sorry, I can't. Now, let's have an exercise. So, read the dialogue, then use the pictures to write a dialogue using making suggestion, accepting and refusing. So we have to use both expressions in which we have to accept and refuse. So I am going to read the dialogue for you. This dialogue is between Ahmed and Amin. Let's go to the theater. I dislike going to the theater. What about playing a football match? That's a good idea. So this is a sample of a dialogue, and we are going to write a dialogue just like this, but using different pictures. So let's have a look at these pictures. So the first picture is circus, the second one is TV, zoo, fanfare, stadium and cinema. So what you have to do is to write a dialogue even between you or your friend or your sister or your brother, and you have to, of course, to make suggestion to visit one of these pictures or these places. Then you have to refuse, give another suggestion, and then we have to accept. Is this clear? So good luck.